Are you guys ready to talk about some like real life stuff today? Because I'm in the mood to talk about some real life stuff. Like I say, we just do it. I don't know why I was in the mood today. I was like, what should I film? And I kind of just want to sit down and just talk about real life and answer some questions that you guys sent me through like Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And that's that on that. Anyways, hey guys, it's Lauren. Let's get into this video. I don't know what it's gonna be about. Let's go. So I just moved apartments. I didn't go anywhere crazy. I just moved from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. So that's why I'm in this empty room. I have no idea where this video is gonna take us, but thanks for hanging out. I just kind of like tweeted like, yo, ask me anything and let's talk about it. I also posted it on my Instagram story. I don't think I'm like queen of advice or anything, but I do think I have like some knowledge. So yeah, let's just informally talk and chat and talk about life. I tweeted out, I'm in the mood to sit down with you and talk about real life shit. Respond to this tweet with any advice questions you have for me and I'll answer as honestly as I can. So let's just get into it. How do you handle stress when it comes to everyday life? When you're really busy and stuff, how do you remain calm and make sure you don't get too overwhelmed? Okay, so recently I've been dealing with that a little bit. Like, honestly, I have a lot to do sometimes and I get so busy and it's so stressful. And you know, if I catch myself just stressing out about the amount of things I have to get done, sometimes I end up just procrastinating, which makes it even worse, and then just kind of like pushing it off and not thinking about it and then like doing something else to just relax. Just try tackling things individually and little by little you will eventually finish it. But that's something that, yeah, I'm not the best at. Like I'm bad at like finishing things. I'm good at starting things and then almost finishing them, and then when it's time to finish them I'm just like, ugh, okay, I have so much to do. How do you deal with anxiety, depression, those mixed feelings and emotions of thinking you're not good enough? So I always feel like I'm not good enough, and it'll come in waves, and it sucks because like I'll be doing so well and then randomly I'll just have so much self-doubt and be like, this I don't like about myself, this I don't like about myself, and it's just like never ending. It's just something you kind of have to work through. I literally feel it at the most random moments, which is why it's so frustrating. Like everything will be perfectly fine in my life and then I'll just be like, I suck. You know, like sometimes it does happen and I feel like it's common. I feel like it's everybody, but maybe that's another reassuring part of that. Like maybe it is just everybody. Maybe nobody feels like they're good enough sometimes, and maybe that's fine. But at the end of the day, yeah, it has to just come from yourself, from within. Because for me at least, someone can tell me I'm great, someone can tell me I'm funny, someone can tell me I'm pretty, someone can tell me whatever it is, and it won't really click in my head until I tell myself. Because I mean, anybody could tell you anything, but you really have to believe it and kind of like tell yourself and like look in the mirror and be like, bitch, you got this, you know who you are. How to start a YouTube channel without caring about what others think. That's been my biggest fear and that's what's been stopping me. Okay, so I feel you. Like 8 months ago, literally 8 months ago, I was not posting on YouTube. I was getting like no views and I was just not successful on YouTube at all, and it made me very sad because I came from Vine, you know. So when Vine was gone and then I like stayed on Instagram and then I would try to go on YouTube, it made me feel really bad that my videos would get no views, and that would stop me from posting on YouTube because I would get insecure that no one cared about me. Like it made me feel really bad that I had all these followers on Instagram and then when I would go post a YouTube video, like no one cared. And it just fucked with my self-esteem, to be honest. It made me not want to post on YouTube because I was scared of not like looking cool. Over the past 8 months, I really just kind of said like fuck that, and at times it's definitely a lot easier said than done. Like don't let the fear, what is that quote from the Lizzie McGuire movie? Like don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. You know, movie I'm talking about, Cinderella story. But like tea, over time, like either your channel grows or it doesn't, and you just kind of have to be okay with that. When I was posting videos in the beginning that weren't necessarily getting views, is I would look at them as practice. So like, oh, okay, I'm gonna post this. If it doesn't get views, then it's practice. The more that I like beat myself up about views, it's just like not productive for anyone. The content gets bad, I feel bad, like it's just not good. But to be honest, like I deal with that still. Like literally every time I post a video, I kind of stare at the numbers, and it's something that I try to work through every single day. So you're definitely not alone. I mean, I think everybody that's like online these days, as sad as it is, it's like focused on the numbers. The takeaway I would say is just stay true to yourself. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't try to make videos like copying other people's styles all the time, or like trying to be a version of yourself that you're not, because what I have found is that it's not sustainable. How did you adjust at such a young age, moving across the country and being away from family and friends? Okay, so I moved to LA when I was 17. Oh my God, I thought I had it all figured out. I was literally 17 years old in the middle of Los Angeles. And I look back at that time and I'm like, I didn't know how to do dishes. I barely knew how to do laundry. I didn't know how to cook anything. When it came to like going out and stuff, oh my God. Okay, so here's my biggest tip that I have learned just in general. And this is just like general advice that I wish someone told me earlier, but I kind of figured it out, so like thank God. Don't try to be cool. So I would prioritize things like partying and going out and meeting the right kind of people and having the right kind of friend group. But I mean, I did move to LA where that's like the thing. Yeah, that was my mindset coming out here. I just got wrapped up in it for a second, and I thought that everything that determined my self-worth was who I was surrounded by, where I was seen, etc. And you just have to realize at the end of the day, that mindset and that mentality will do nothing but harm you and stop you from progressing. I would rather people know me for my work than people know me for being really fun at a party and being dressed really cute at a party or being friends with like cool people, you know? So yeah. Your thoughts on being in a serious relationship at a young age. People tell me I'm crazy because I found the man I want to marry at 17. I'm now 20 and we're still going strong. Damn, so you guys started dating when you were 17 and now you're 20 and you're still going strong. Good for you. I feel like people that are older always, I want to say that they feel like they know more, but the truth is they do know more. So we can't really blame them for being opinionated sometimes. I mean, when you talk to a 15-year-old, don't you want to kind of just give them advice sometimes? Or when you talk to a 14-year-old, don't you want to just give them advice sometimes? So sometimes when I catch myself talking to like a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old and I'm like, hey, like you should do this, I'm like, oh, I understand why people that are 30 or 40 are telling me to do this, because they have more life experience. I mean, you know, no one can really know what's best for you except for yourself, unless you're in one of those situations where your mind's like completely just like not with it because you're seeing things a certain way or because you're so wrapped up into something. But I mean, if you think you found the man of your dreams and you've been together for 3 years and you're still going strong, then I don't think it's that crazy. Like, I really don't think it's that crazy. 17, like, people meet the love of their lives when they're 17 and then they stay together and then they get married at whatever age and then they have kids and they live, you know, it's normal. So yeah, keep doing your thing. And if it's not the right thing, if it ends up not working out, like, you just have a lot of time. You know what I mean? You started so young. So if that doesn't work out, you have the whole life ahead of you to figure out what's next, you know? I wouldn't look at it as a bad thing. What do you mostly eat? Besides the gym and working out, obviously, food is a huge part of being healthy, and I'm wondering, what are some snacks or food options to have throughout the day that make you feel energized and motivated, because I'm like dead half through the day. So for me, I just try to eat healthy. I try not to focus too much on avoiding certain types of foods. I also just kind of give my body only good food, you know, like I just eat more healthy. I avoid things that are fried. I avoid things that are just like, that's gonna make my stomach hurt after, essentially, you know what I mean? Like for me, for example, and you guys see this on my story all the time because I'm always making this, I do HelloFresh a lot. Now I know sometimes HelloFresh sponsors me, they're sponsoring this video, but I pay for HelloFresh with my own money, like the rest of the time when they're not sponsoring me, because I love it so much. But HelloFresh is a great option because all the food is measured out for you and the pictures are already there. You just follow the little instructions. The meals are quick to make. They're always delicious. And I actually pick mine on the app. So like I have the app on my phone and you can like pick them for the week. And sometimes I'll pick one that's like calorie smart, or I can pick one that's a little bit healthier. And there's a lot of options on there. There's like family options, vegetarian options, low calorie options, and then like a fun menu with like the Hall of Fame ones, like burgers. And it just makes it easier because I don't have to go anywhere. It just kind of like comes to my door. Yeah, again, I pay for this with my own money. Like, even though I get sponsored by them, I literally pay for it with my own money because I love it so much. HelloFresh is now from $6.99 per serving, which is crazy because, I mean, that's really affordable. And it's flexible, so you can change your delivery date, you can change your food preferences, you can say you want to skip a week, like if you're going out of town. So literally no pressure, but if this is something that interests you, you can get your first 8 meals free. That's $80 off your first month's order of HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com and enter promo code LaurenGiraldo80. What is the hardest thing about living with your boyfriend? Honestly, okay, I was very nervous about living with my boyfriend because it's something that I've never done before. It's something like people looked at me like I was crazy, and it was a risk. It was a huge risk. Like, what if we break up? What if we fight a lot? What if shit literally hits the fan? what am I gonna do? And you know, for now, all is well. Things have been working out in both of our favors. We talk about it every day. We're like, oh my God, we love it. Like things are working out so well. Like actually there's a substantial change for the better in my life that I have noticed, that everyone around me has noticed since we started living together. So for me, it has really worked out. It's benefited me to stay focused. It's benefited me to keep my head in the right spot. And it's just kind of like living with your best friend. And I was really surprised by that because I'm not the best at living with other people. Like I'm just really not. But it just worked out. I mean, if you're thinking about living with your boyfriend, think a little hard before you do, because it can go wrong. Luckily for me, it didn't. Like literally, thank God, I'm so glad like we live together. But if it went wrong, like I don't know what I would do. Like who would live where? How would the move out process look like? Like I've seen relationships where that's happened and it's terrifying. Like I've seen people move in together and then they break up, and then one of the two people has to take their shit across town and like move out, and it's this whole big thing. And like, oh my God, like I really hope that never happens to me, but it's a risk. So I mean, everything in life is a risk. You can't necessarily say no to things because you're afraid of them going wrong, because then it'll be hard for things to ever go right. So yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the person. If you think it'll work out, I mean, have other options. If things were to go bad, would you have another place to live? Ask yourself that. Could you afford a place on your own? Ask yourself that. Whose name is on the lease? Ask yourself that. Because the last thing you want to do is be stranded, you know what I mean? So it all depends on your situation, but if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you'll get through it. I mean, you will. Okay, this question is a little bit loaded, so I'm like, oh my God. Lauren, I love your channel so much. I truly appreciate the relationship you have with your subscribers. I feel like we are just friends hanging out whenever I watch a video. My question to you is, how do you feel about who you are as a person? I've always struggled with moving on and growing from the person I used to be. All I want to do is move forward, and I just can't seem to get past things I've done or that have happened to me. IDK, if this will make it in the video, but if you do answer, can you please leave my name out? Thank you. Yes, I will leave your name out. I feel that. I feel that on a spiritual level. There was definitely a couple years where I just felt lost, like genuinely lost. And I feel like we all go through this when we're growing up. Like we're just kind of figuring ourselves out, and some years are just a little bit alarming, and you just have to look at yourself and understand that it's part of the process. That's what I do. I understand that everything is for a reason. I understand that there is a time and a place for everything, and you just got to trust the process. I'm really happy with who I am now. If I took the clock back 2 years and I looked at myself like across the room somewhere, I'd probably be like, oh my God. Like, have you seen that tweet, that viral tweet? And it's like, your future you is making fun of you right now. And I mean, I felt that tweet, but I've definitely made some questionable decisions. I've definitely done some shit, and I'm like, oh my God, was that even me? But you have to really just be self-aware and understand that you deserve to feel great right now, regardless of what happened then. Because if you don't do that, then you're just gonna be stuck in the past, and you're gonna be stuck in regret. Like, move forward. You deserve it. Push forward. Live your best life. It's all about the present. Can you take what happened in the past as a lesson and as something that needed to happen? Yeah, but you don't need to dwell on it. Oh my God, I'm reading this one for the first time, and this is so funny. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to answer this. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but just listen to this, okay? Lauren, about the personal questions, you mentioned in a video about how when you were an 8th grader and a freshman, you bought Gilly Hicks push-up bras because you were a AA cup size. So when did your boobs start growing, and is there anything you did to make them grow faster or to grow them a big size? I'm 13. Oh my God, this is so cute. I'm 13 and still flat, lol. So I'd just like to know. By the way, I love your vids, blah, 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 blah. Aw, that's adorable. Okay, you're 13. I think just wait it out. I started getting my boobs. Guys, I was so insecure about my boobs when I was younger because I had like no boobs. I had like nothing. And I would go buy these like insane push-up bras and like really, I just waited and they just kind of came. You're 13. You're probably not even slightly developed, so just keep on waiting. You literally have your whole life ahead of you. But even if they don't come in, even if they don't grow in, then just rock the rock out of your little, oh my god, I should not be cursing, you're 13. Just rock the frick out of your little boobs. Sometimes I wish I had small boobs. Honestly, I wish I had small boobs like all the time. I could wear little bralettes, I could wear whatever I want. Like I have friends that have like literally the smallest boobs ever, and I'm so jealous of them sometimes. They're like, yeah, I'm not wearing a bra, I just kind of like threw this shirt on. They always wear these open backs, like scoop things, and like they don't need to wear a bra with it. Every body type is beautiful, so don't obsess over like wanting a certain type of body type you don't have. I feel like it's like the hair thing, like people with straight hair want curly hair and people with curly hair want straight hair. It's like you always want what you can't have, but you just gotta appreciate what you do have, and that's that on that. But you're 13. You're 13. You're fine. You're fine. Don't be worried about your boobs yet, like I was at 13. I feel you. Girl advice questions. What is the best way to get over your ex? What is your skincare? What's the most important thing? Wow, she really sent 4 questions in one DM. What's the most important thing on how to live a happy life? Okay. What's the best way to get over your ex? Just genuinely move on. Like, don't stalk, don't check up, try not to think about it. I mean, I don't like the approach of like blocking it out of your mind and like not thinking about it at all, because thinking about it would be bad. Like, it's fine. Like, if a thought runs through your brain, like, okay, yeah, that happened. Okay, next. Like, cue Ariana Grande, thank you, next. But I honestly think that actually is a good way to look at it. Like, that whole song. Like, thank you, next. Appreciate everything that happened as part of the journey, part of the process, part of the plan that is your life. That just kind of needed to happen for you to learn whatever it is you learned and just kind of like move on. I feel like life is gonna come with exes. Like, there's no way to really avoid it. Not everybody you date you're gonna marry. So the best way to move on is just understanding like, oh, we dated, but that's not the person I'm gonna marry. Okay, cool. I wonder who I'm gonna marry. Let's go live our lives and eventually we'll find out. And that's that. What's your skincare? Oh god, I have so many videos on this channel about my skincare, but these days I've been really switching it up because, okay, I get so much skincare sent to me that I'm always switching it up. But a couple of my favorite brands at least are First Aid Beauty, Murad, Fresh. Fresh makes really good candles, by the way. I don't think a lot of people know that. I have a lot of skincare brands that I love. And what's the most important thing on how to live a happy life? I think it's routine. I think it's as plain and simple as having a solid routine, like a productive, solid routine. I think going to sleep at the same time every night and waking up at like the same time every day is really beneficial. Kind of just keeps your life in check and it's not so all over the place or spontaneous. So it's like the little things like that. Okay guys, thank you for hanging out with me and just like talking about all of that stuff. I hope you liked this style of video where I just kind of like talk and rant about whatever. I really liked filming this. I want to do more of this style, just kind of like sitting down and talking about whatever. So yeah, leave a comment about whatever and let's just talk down there. I'm gonna be talking to you guys down there a lot. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see more of it, or if you just want to give me some support, if you want to show your girl some love. Like this video, subscribe, and yeah, I love you guys.